Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to give you my top 10 Dolby Vision 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, in this video, I'm going to give you my top 10 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs that utilize Dolby Vision. Now, as we all know, Dolby Vision is enhancement over your standard HDR, which in my opinion is the biggest selling point of the 4K Ultra HD format. With HDR being used for about 95% of all 4K Ultra HD discs, Dolby Vision in their grading, I would say, since it is licensed from Dolby themselves, I would say makes up about 25 to 35% of all those same discs. One of the features that majorly differentiates Dolby Vision over your standard HDR is the use of dynamic metadata, where it does some color corrections, I would say scene by scene, whereas over on the standard HDR it utilizes more of a static metadata. Color levels with Dolby Vision, in my opinion, look richer, look more vibrant, where HDR I feel is still fantastic. It's a nice grading, but if you have Dolby Vision with the equipment, it does, I feel, take things up another notch, and it actually makes everything look a lot better. If you have the home theater equipment that supports Dolby Vision, you're definitely in for a richer experience. There are some manufacturers, however, such as Samsung, that have chosen to focus primarily on HDR10 and HDR10+. When it comes to Dolby Vision on the 4K discs themselves, studio support is a factor. Disney, for instance, has utilized Dolby Vision on a lot of their digital offerings, but other than some early entries such as Star Wars: The Last Jedi and Black Panther, have chosen to mostly use HDR10 for the physical format. Other major studios such as Warner Brothers, Sony, Paramount don't consistently utilize Dolby Vision. It's pretty much a title-by-title basis, with HDR being the standard and Dolby Vision being an exception. With that being said, if you're looking to invest in a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray setup, keep Dolby Vision in mind. I think the bump up in picture quality alone is worth the price of admission. Before I begin the top 10 4K Dolby Vision enhanced list, just a couple of quick notes. This is not about the movie itself, the quality. So whether the movie's good or bad, it's really subjective. And also, this is not taking into account, of course, audio presentation. A lot of these do actually sound pretty fantastic. This is purely based off the picture quality enhanced by Dolby Vision. And finally, this is going to be my top 10 list. Yours will be very different, but I encourage you, please put in the comment section, what would you put on your top 10 best 4K Dolby Vision list? Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right in with my number 10. For my number 10, that is going to go to the Paramount release of Annihilation. Not only does it have native 4K resolution, but the Dolby Vision applied here is breathtaking at times. When the characters enter the shimmer, it absolutely just brings this whole thing to another level. The lush vegetation, the creature designs, the overall color palette of the film really stand out here. It's breathtaking to look at. It is absolutely fantastic representation of what Dolby Vision is capable of. Definitely check out Annihilation on 4K. For my number 9 pick, that is going to go to John Wick Chapter 3. The only John Wick film so far that utilizes Dolby Vision, it's used to great effect. There's a lot of great moments of visual color pop. Pay close attention to the final fight at the Continental towards the end of the film. Those colors, that palette, they really come to life, and it also, black levels are nicely rendered throughout the feature. There's a great look to the Dolby Vision on John Wick Chapter 3, and absolutely worth checking out on 4K. For number 8, that is going to go to The Invisible Man from Universal Pictures. Admittedly, this is not the most colorful title on this list, but what it makes up for color, it absolutely looks fantastic with Dolby Vision. Black levels are stellar. They're deep and inky, and whatever color does pop on the screen, it has a nice natural vividness to it. The Dolby Vision here, I think, is near perfect, enhanced with the native 4K resolution. This is, in my opinion, reference quality for picture. It looks fantastic, and while not traditionally colorful, the Dolby Vision does serve it justice. For number 7, that is going to go to Joker. Warner Brothers has a fantastic 4K disc here, native 4K resolution. The Dolby Vision, I think, takes that 70s style and really enhances it. It doesn't make things unnaturally vivid, but Joker's outfits, the overall aesthetic look fantastic with Dolby Vision. The black levels are spot on and detail enhancement is great. Dolby Vision on Joker is really one of the best looking comic book movies that utilizes that particular grading. In my opinion, reference quality across the board, definitely check out Joker. My number 6 is Pacific Rim Uprising. No matter what you might think of the movie, visually, this is absolutely breathtaking with 4K and Dolby Vision. This looks fantastic. The color palette with the kaiju, the Jaegers, the city, the fights during the daytime, they're all beautiful to look at. This is probably one of the most visually pleasing discs on this list. The Dolby Vision really handles black levels well, details, but color I think is king here. Absolutely check it out if you're a fan of the film. Pacific Rim Uprising is beautiful to look at. My number 5 is going to be the Hobbit trilogy from director Peter Jackson. Late last year, both the Hobbit trilogy as well as The Lord of the Rings were released on 4K with Dolby Vision, but I think that the Hobbit looked a little bit better with the grading. This is visually stunning. The colors of Middle-earth pop off the screen. They look natural, but they also look fantastic. The black levels are rendered very well. Visually, the Hobbit trilogy has never looked better. This is a fantastic representation of Dolby Vision on disc and worth your time and investment. My number 4 is the BBC documentary Earth, One Amazing Day. With a lot of the BBC documentaries on 4K supporting only HDR, for some reason this particular one is Dolby Vision and it really enhances the overall picture. The natural vibrancy of the various scenes just really pop off the screen. This is visually breathtaking. The documentary itself has a lot to offer as far as the visual palette goes. There's pretty much no scene in this particular feature that doesn't benefit from Dolby Vision. If you're a fan of documentaries, watch Earth, One Amazing Day, and if you have a Dolby Vision setup, you're absolutely going to be pleased. My number 3 is Mortal Engines from Universal Pictures. Not only does this have native 4K resolution, but the Dolby Vision grading on the steampunk action film is breathtaking. There's a lot of set pieces that benefit greatly from the Dolby Vision grading. Color pops off the screen and black levels, they are top notch. This is a visually pleasing film from start to finish. The Dolby Vision enhances everything on screen very well. If you're a fan of the movie, the 4K edition with Dolby Vision is absolutely the way to go. My number 2, that is going to go to Gemini Man, released from Paramount Pictures. Not only does it support native 4K resolution and a high frame rate, but the Dolby Vision is, in a word, breathtaking. There's a lot of daytime scenes and tropical locations that benefit greatly. The colors, they pop off the screen, like right in your face. They look fantastic. Black levels, they also are nicely rendered. They look great. This is overall a visually pleasing film. From start to finish, you're going to be in for a treat. The Dolby Vision is top notch here, and Gemini Man is worth your time if you're a fan of the film. Before I get to my number 1, just a couple of quick honorable mentions. The Wizard of Oz. The Dolby Vision on this release is fantastic. When Dorothy enters Oz, the color palette just, hits you right in the face. Everything looks beautiful, from the red ruby slippers to Oz itself. The landscape, it all works here, and visually it's beautiful on 4K with Dolby Vision. Also, the Sony release, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. For some reason, this movie got the Dolby Vision grading, but the sequel, The Next Level, is only standard HDR. But visually, in my opinion, the jungle comes to life here. The color palette is really rich, it looks fantastic, and even though it's an upscale, the Dolby Vision does a lot of justice for the color palette. And finally, 1917. While it's not the most colorful movie on this list, the Dolby Vision works overtime to give you a great looking picture. Black levels are spot on, detail is nicely enhanced, but whatever color you do get, there's a lot of naturalness to it. It actually pops off the screen fairly well, and honestly, a great representation of Dolby Vision on disc. And for my number 1 in the top 10 best looking Dolby Vision discs on 4K Blu-ray, that is going to go to Aquaman. This Warner Brothers release is reference quality visually. This is, in my opinion, a stunning looking picture with Dolby Vision. The blues of the ocean scenes really pop off the screen. The costuming, everything from Black Manta's rays, they look wonderful. The color palette is completely vivid and alive. This, in my opinion, is just beautiful to look at. This is a visual painting with Dolby Vision. Fantastic, fantastic presentation. If you have a Dolby Vision setup, Aquaman should be essential in your collection, and for that reason, it is my number 1. So that is my top 10 best Dolby Vision 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays. Let me know in the comments section, what did you think? And also put down below, what would you put on your top 10 Dolby Vision list? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.